Welcome to the Blue Collar University podcast, where we talk about issues that matter to leaders, managers, and supervisors. I'm your host, Bart Gregg, and before we get started, it would be great if you would follow us. In this episode, we're going to ask the question, what is the one thing that will improve employee performance? At the experienced age of 60, I decided to take up barrel racing. It's a competitive event where you ride a horse in a clover leaf pattern around 3 barrels. Your score is based on the time to run the pattern, and you lose points if you touch a barrel, knock one over, or fall off your horse. To begin with, to even think about winning doesn't happen overnight. There were many struggles, and there will be many more. One of mine was that I could never keep my balance in the saddle, which, as it happens, is pretty important. I rode 6 horses, worked with 5 trainers, used 4 saddles over 3 years, went to 2 different riding stables, and probably had a partridge in a pear tree somewhere. In early 2019, I met Kelly, a 26-year-old trainer. She'd been around horses for about 18 years. A couple of years before this, she'd been kicked by a rearing stallion. This broke 11 bones in her face and caused her to lose her sense of smell, but not her love for life or horses. Kelly always saw the good in my efforts. Throughout any lesson, she would tell me, "I love that you did this. Was it perfect? No, but I'll take it over the alternative." Or, "This is what it means to the horse when you do this, which is why I want you to be very careful and do that." Always with the praise and always with the "here's why" or "here's how you might improve." She never asked me to be excellent on the first run, walk, or trot. What she looked for are the small wins and the bringing together of all of the components. Then, just when I thought I had it all together, she would add another layer. What kept me working with Kelly was more than just her attitude. It was also a trend that started with something that happened during my very first lesson with her. Kelly noticed my struggles with balance and the saddle slipping sideways, leaving me at the risk of looking like Dudley Do-Right of the Mounties, hanging upside down and having a unique view of the world through the front legs of a galloping horse. No matter what other trainers had tried, like tightening the cinch, changing saddles, adjusting saddle pads, and so on, the saddle continued to slip. The saddle horn would also hit me in the stomach. Kelly stopped me and had me stand straight up in the stirrups. "Looking good," she said. "Now sit straight down where you are." "Good. Now notice that you're not touching the front or the back of the saddle. Use your ab muscles and keep that position while you ride." That one simple tweak from her has fixed many, many issues in my riding. In fact, several times Kelly has stopped me and tightened the cinch, saying, "You know that cinch had an inch of space between it and the horse's belly? That's a testament to your ability to maintain your balance." Each of you that read or listen to this will have your own takeaways. The one that I want to focus on is that as a leader, you're also a coach and a mentor. Kelly's title was trainer, but she's become my coach and mentor. A coach shows or tells people what they want them to do. A mentor asks questions until the student comes to their own realization about what is right. Coaches and mentors carefully observe people so that they can see what is working, what isn't, and why, and then they work with their people to improve them. The best supervisors and managers are coaches and mentors. They look for the one thing that can improve an employee's performance. They dig deep to see what the core problem is, then they work on that with the employee. Whether it's pipe fitting, lifting heavy loads, loading pigs into a pipeline, pulling electrical cable, moving heavy iron on a drilling rig, lighting a torch, cutting wood, communicating with others, discussing plans, whatever your people are doing, there's always one thing that can help them improve. Once they have learned and practiced that one thing, there will be another one thing, and another. But getting the best out of people isn't the goal, it's a result. It's the result of working together, observing, asking, listening, coaching, and mentoring. If you have a manager or employee struggling, then look for the one thing that is the root of their problems and work on that. You might be surprised at how other issues will fall away and how rapidly they improve. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Blue Collar University podcast. If you have an idea for a topic, or if you know of a person that might be a great guest, then please email me at podcasts@bluecollaru.com. Until next episode.